Kelites, Dracaris, Munas Eldrizotti, Valerio Muno Ingas, Rijos Isa, Skoros, Morgard Vestri, Tubidaor, Bante sobre Isa Zeuns Engoti Elidas, Avijolilin, Buzdari, Zeldrizos Ixos Daor. Yeah, that's right, I just said a bunch of shit in Valyrian, which is a language that I am very fluent in. In this video, since y'all seem to motherfucking love it, and so do I, we're gonna be talking about House of the Dragon. Specifically, I'm gonna be talking about 3 things this show is famous for. More so 2 things, but the third thing is just, anticipation. The first one being dragons, and then the second one being battles. I want to talk about the most prominent of those 2 things. Obviously, the third thing is titties, but I can't really talk about those. In this video, I'm going to discuss what battles and what dragons we will be seeing in House of the Dragon Season 1. Zaldrizas Buzdari Ixos Daor Long Night. Alright. Before we jump into any of that, please do me a massive favor. And if you enjoy my videos and you enjoy this content, do me a favor and slap a like on this video. If you do that, it will go against YouTube's algorithm of pushing my videos down in the ranking. All you have to do is slap a like, subscribe, and then the most important part is turn your notifications on. That way you'll get an alert every single time I drop a video throughout the wait for House of the Dragon Season 1, or as it's known on this channel, The Long Night. But really, if you could do those things for me, it'll help combat this sort of blacklisting I'm getting from not getting my videos promoted as much. Jumping right into it. Alright, so I know I'm kind of backtracking what I said at the beginning of this video, but we don't know what battles really are going to be taking place in the first season. The main reason being is because they're doing flashbacks. They're covering every single aspect of this story, at least that's what it seems. So with them doing the flashbacks, and then with us having some of the main cast announced, and only certain things that have been leaked from, pictures of filming behind the scenes, we don't know the timeline. We need a trailer, we need more pictures of confirmed actors in set on locations, and then certain things in the backdrop to sort of like guess at what time frame or what era this is in Dance. I do know that it seems as though they're starting pretty early on. We know that Alicent and Rhaenyra both have younger actresses that are going to be playing younger versions of them. Now that obviously means that we're going to see 2 different sides of the dance. We're not just going to see the greens versus the blacks, we're also going to see the history behind it. The lore, so to speak, of this show, we're going to get to see in live action. Whereas with Game of Thrones, we got very few flashbacks, and some of those flashbacks helped enhance the story, and some of them just confused things. This show, Ryan Condal, Miguel Sapochnik, and obviously George and HBO are going to tell it all out. They want to let us know, obviously we have several different unreliable narrators that tell this story in Fire and Blood Part 1, the Princess and the Queen, and then the Rogue Prince or a King's Brother. The narrators are unreliable, so you could take this adaptation as sort of like what actually went down. So, after I jumbled all of that, we could sort of get an idea. I'll just talk about a few battles, some of my favorite, and what goes down in them. Now, these are directly from Fire and Blood, Part 1, specifically page 78. The most notable battles of the dance. Now, one of them, and this is definitely not happening in the first season. If it does, there's going to be a crazy fucked up timeline, but it's called the Storming of the Dragon Pit. Now, it's noted that no true battle where an unruly mob under the leadership let me restart that. Obviously, I get super excited here. But the Storming of the Dragon Pit was no true battle. It is actually an unruly mob under the leadership of a man known as the Shepherd that went mad. This resulted in the death of 5 dragons, the loss of both Sir Willem Royce and the Valyrian sword Lamentation that he bore, and the deaths of Sir Glendon Good, who was the Lord Commander of the Queen's Guard for 1 day, in Joffrey, Prince of Dragonstone. Now, basically, that's sort of left out the most exciting details, but basically, an unruly mob, led by that dude Shepherd, he tells them, hey, look, you guys think that, the Targaryens are some insane type of power that can never be taken out. They have dragons, and one way to level the playing field is by killing these dragons. So this dude Shepherd whips up a bunch of small folk and common folk in the streets of King's Landing, and then storms the dragon pit. They end up trying to wrestle a bunch of dragons, trying to kill a few, and one of them ends up flying up towards the dome with their chains attached and brings the whole fucking thing down. So the ruins that we see in Game of Thrones Season 7 and Game of Thrones Season 8 of the Dragon Pit, that's what happened. So this show is going to be giving us a live-action version of that. It's going to be magnificent! I can't fucking wait. But another battle, and this one's a more traditional battle, it's pretty famous. It's the battle above the God's Eye. Now, this obviously won't be happening in the first season, but we're going to get to see, and that, going back to the storming of the Dragon Pit, that character Shepherd may be someone that we see in the first season or the second season, so we can get sort of like a backstory to them, and maybe Ryan Condal, Miguel Sapochnik are going to make it look as though Shepherd is a good dude, because honestly, what he's trying to do by sort of leveling the playing field and ridding the Seven Kingdoms of tyrant Targaryens kind of has some good merit. But, the battle above the God's Eye, that's the infamous duel that results in the death of not only, spoiler alert, obviously don't click on these videos if you don't want to know spoilers, but it results in the death of Prince Daemon Targaryen and Prince Aemon One-Eye. It's not only the death of those two characters, but it's also the death of Caraxes, who I think is going to be everyone's favorite dragon, much like how Drogon was in Game of Thrones. Caraxes dies, and that's Daemon's dragon, and then also Vhagar. Vhagar is going to be everyone's favorite dragon just for the simple fact that it's going to be one of the biggest, and it was actually used in the conquering of the Seven Kingdoms. This fucking dragon, Vhagar, is actually mounted by Aemon in several of the pictures that have leaked online. I'm showing you them right now, but this scene, this battle above the God's Eye, is going to be so fucking traumatic to watch. It's going to be on the same level of watching one of Daenerys' dragons die, whether it be from the Night King's javelin toss or from Euron Greyjoy's fuck boats. You know what I mean? Like, Daenerys kind of forgot about those. It's going to be so hard to watch, and it's going to be two characters. Some people are going to love Aemon, but most people are going to love Daemon. And this battle indirectly results in the death of Daemon. Now, obviously, there's rumors that he survived this, but who knows what the show is going to do with these scenes. And then one more battle, I think that's kind of, I guess, a little bit interesting. It's known as the Butcher's Ball, and it's basically quoting the book here, where, excuse me, I'll edit that out. Damn, double whammy. Edit here and edit here. Butcher's Ball is basically where Aegon II's hand, Sir Criston Cole, challenged Sir Garbled Grey, Lord Roderick Dustin, and Sir Pate Longleaf, and was refused. Cole was then killed ingloriously by arrows rather than by sword, and his host was destroyed thereafter. Now, the reason why I say that's kind of notable is because we don't really know the route they're going to go with Criston Cole's character. Obviously, he's going to be part of the flashbacks because the role that he plays in Rhaenyra and being like her, basically her, when she's younger, her Queensguard. She's not a queen, obviously, but that's kind of he's her protector. That role needs to be established. We also need to address the rumors of Criston Cole taking the maidenhead of a few different ladies. Obviously, he's Prince Daemon's rival, so that needs to be established. And I don't know the route they're going to go with the Butcher's Ball. Are they going to kill Cole that way, or are they going to kill him involving some way with Daemon? It'll be interesting to know for sure the route that they're going to go. And obviously we'll know by the way they establish the timeline. Some of these major characters that have been announced as cast members are going to die the first season. I know it's not, obviously we all know Viserys is going to die because his death is what kicks off the actual dance, but some of the characters that have been named as cast members will die early on. That is what Game of Thrones is famous for, and that's what's going to keep book readers on our toes as to not know what's happening next. But jumping into the dragons, because I don't have much time left in this video. Sunfire. He is Aegon's dragon, and he's noted that he's splendid but young, crippled for much of the war after the Battle of Rook's Rest, and then he ends up being slain in battle with the dragon Moondancer at Dragonstone. Now, I kind of already talked about Vhagar, but just a little bit more. The last of Aegon's the Conqueror's 3 dragons, old but huge and powerful, and then killed in battle with Caraxes above God's Eye. Now, Vhagar is for sure killed in that battle. We just don't know if Daemon survives. Another one is Dreamfire. That's, I guess, kind of, we don't really know what's going to happen with that, with Queen Helaena. But basically, once the dragon of Jaehaerys, the first sister, Rhaenyra, Dreamfire ends up dying in the dragon pit when the dome collapses above them. That's kind of why I mentioned it, because I did mention, the dragon, the storming of the dragon pit. But that's where Dreamfire is killed. Silverwing is an interesting one. The 2 dragons that I just mentioned, Vhagar, Sunfire, and then Dreamfire, those are all King Aegon's dragons. And then also Tessarion, Morgul, and Sheerkos. And then Queen Rhaenyra's dragons, just to name them all, are Syrax, Silverwing, Caraxes, Seasmoke, Vermax, Arax, Remethor, Taraxes, Sheepstealer, Stormcloud, Melees, Grey Ghost, the Cannibal, Morning, Moondancer, and Melees. So obviously, one side has 6 dragons, and one side has fucking 10. Actually, 12. It's obviously a bit like OP. One side is more powerful than the other, but it's all about what you do with the dragons in this time. But I think the most notable of Queen Rhaenyra's, I was mentioning Silverwing. That was actually flown by the old King Jaehaerys' wife, Alicent. Alicent. Silverwing is actually the dragon that Alicent attempted to fly north of the wall, but Silverwing kept turning around because of something that it could sense that was evil. So this dragon does take place, this dragon does take place in the battle, in the Dance of Dragons, in the Targaryen Civil War known as the Dance of Dragons, which has several battles. At this point, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you could, please leave me a comment down below and let me know which dragon you're most excited for and also which battle you're most excited for. I'm just most excited to see the little from HBO come on screen for like the fucking trailer or obviously the first episode or some sort of teaser, something. I want to thank you all so much for watching. My name is Mark and this has been Sir Hunt's. Super special shout out to every single member of my Patreon family over on patreon.com/SirHuntsReviews, and also super special shout out to every single person watching this video. Again, my name is Mark and this has been Sir Hunt's Long Night Review.